There are times in our life where it may seem almost ridiculous to change gears. But when intuition speaks, when something deep inside of you says you have to do this, you have to do it.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Lila Veronica. Previously, episode 321 of the 12-Minute Convos, a podcast. It's been 2 years, 9 months, 9 days, 15 minutes since we last had a conversation.
The world is a beautiful, big place, and opportunities are endless, possibilities are endless, and believe that you can get those opportunities. They're out there for you.
That was then, and this is now. Lila, how are you doing today?
I am fantastic. So good to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to reconnect. The last time we spoke, the Reinvented Woman was coming out, just about to be launched. Has it launched?
No.
Are you serious? Come on.
Here's what happened. I'll give you what happened. I shifted gears and I'm writing a different book. I'm writing a book about that's more in alignment with the work that I do and who I am. I decided to write this book and it wasn't coming forward. It was really difficult. And then I decided to write a different book and boom, everything's flowing.
Love it. Yeah, I love the truth aspect, right? Because sometimes we really push past something that is challenging and it doesn't work out well. Being in flow, let's dig into that. How important it is to be in flow for you.
It is extremely important, especially as a woman. When we tap in and listen to our intuition and just stay grounded in that, we're in the flow and everything comes to us with more ease and we don't wear ourselves out. And as a business owner and as a leader and a speaker and somebody who travels a lot, it's even more important to be in the flow because anytime I'm in resistance, I'll get sick. And so I want to stay healthy and vibrant and of high service to the world. And so staying in the flow is key.
Connecting those that are listening now to our previous conversation, this was the ignition for you moving from a career of the pace, if you would, to what you do today. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There are times in our life where it may seem almost ridiculous to change gears, to leave a relationship, to go into a new relationship, to leave a career, to go to a new career. But when intuition speaks, when something deep inside of you says you have to do this, you have to do it. And, many people out there may be wanting, to do something and not have that much courage, and it takes a lot of courage to change gears, to shift from what you're doing to something new. But we all have it in us, and I had it in me. I just was like, okay, I know I'm supposed to do something different, and I just made the leap from being in an academic path to a business owner, an entrepreneur. And I'll tell you what, I love being an entrepreneur. I love being an author and a speaker and all that. It's so fun for me. It's so fun.
I think what's really scary as well is when you shift and you go slower. And you moved from being, again, that this was environmental science and policy, 15 years, and they're seeing the work, then you did the PhD. So you're seeing someone that, from the way we are taught, that you're gaining on the corporate ladder, you're growing, and then to decide to move away to do what you're doing. And again, and the way it happened, right? Did anyone say, are you crazy? Because yoga was the thing that really spurred this on, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Yoga, this, particular movement modality called the bowspring. People thought I was crazy, but here's what I will tell you, Angel. The people that really know me know that I have always done what I want, pretty much. So I am the kind of person, I have it within me that if I want something, I'll move mountains to do it, to make it happen. We all have that oomph within us if we dig deep enough. And so even though I think all my friends and family thought I was crazy and they made, they would make little underhanded comments, nobody really talked to me. They just let me do my thing. And they were there for me, to be honest. My friends and family were really there for me because it was hard. It was hard. And I cried a lot. And, I had to come up with a whole lot of new ideas and new ways to live life because I was used to one way. I was married, I had this other career, and then I got divorced and I was single and trying to make it in the yoga world. But I'll tell you what, taking care of my body was the best decision I have ever made in my life. Fairly healthy, exercise, all of that, ate fairly well. But when I really chose to look at my overall health and get into the movement and start to eat really clean, it changed everything. So I thought I was actually going to make less money, for example, leaving academia, going into yoga. I built a business, and the more I take care of my body, the more wealth I can generate. It's fascinating.
It's fundamental, isn't it? Like, I mean, you would think it's something we would just say, okay, yeah, if I'm alive and if my body is alive, yeah, the things I do will then be alive and then it connects. And for some reason, we think it's necessary to sacrifice our bodies to the end to then be able to create wealth. So I think, yeah, it's gold what you just unpacked there. When you look back, though, the decisions that have allowed you to be where you are today, do you have any regrets?
I typically would say no, but what came up and when I just checked in with my heart was I would love more. I would open up my heart and love more. I would speak my love more to people. That's what it is. I've loved a lot, but I would share the words that are in my heart more often
Hmm.
with people. That's what I would do more. I would tell people how much I love and care about them more often.
That's beautiful. It's one life, right? We have but one life that we pass by here, and it's intriguing how we quantify and qualify what's necessary to give. And I love how you said that. It's so important to give. Now, tell me how you're helping other women, because I don't think you've done this and kept it selfishly for yourself.
Oh, no. I mean, it's so amazing to speak with you because I get to reflect on the last couple years. And what happened was I started building this business, teaching this yoga practice, was successful. So I started helping other women and even some men, building businesses also that are in the yoga world, healers, alternative medicine practitioners. I always like to say I like to help helpers. And what I do now is I do two things. I still teach the movement modality called the bowspring that's based upon, your connective tissue, opening up your connective tissue, really tapping into your heart space, giving you better posture. And I also help women create businesses because there's a lot of people who can help the world, but they don't know how to make money or they don't know how to create, a business and be of service in that way. So I love to help people have a really strong service-based heart. Their heart is like, God, I really want to help people. I have something amazing to help people. And they just haven't yet figured out how to get it out there in the market. Because I did that. And I've spent the last few years with coaches and trainings and traveling all around the country and working with dozens and dozens of clients all around, on 4 different continents, dozens of countries. And what I know is that the market's changing. There's a lot of people out there who know they can, generate income, create wealth with their healing or with their yoga or with their meditation. I've worked with astrologers. I've worked with people who have, their expertise is in bonsai trees.
Hmm.
There's so much out there you can do now with the internet and with, just access to people who can help you. So that's really, I do two things. I help people with their businesses and the body, which are the two things that what I do with my life, a lot. I love to be of service to the world, which is my business, and take care of myself, which is my body.
Hmm. Now, where's the best place for those that are listening to connect with you?
Well, I love new Facebook friends, so you can find me Lila Veronica, Lila Veronica on Facebook or the lilaveronica.com or at Lila at the lilaveronica.com.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And also, I always tell people I'm pretty available. Speakwithlila.com. You can always get on my calendar. and chat with me if you know right away you want to chat with me.
Well, it gives great pleasure to have the opportunity to call in and be, if you would, your podcast accountability partner and say, hey, Lila, are you doing what you said you were going to do, what you set out to do? And it's great to hear that you have continued along the path that you've decided this is where Lila is going to be. It's almost 3 years and you are now an inspiration and both a motivation for others that are listening. So I thank you for that. It's truly tremendous. Now, how is Speedy going? There was a Chihuahua in the mix somewhere there, right?
Speedy Gonzalez is amazing. He's a 5-6 pound Chihuahua, and he's still sleeping in. He likes to sleep in the mornings. He gets up. We take a walk a little bit later. Since we last spoke, he lost 18 teeth.
Oh my.
Yeah. He's old. He's getting older. They had to come out surgery. And here's the thing. I didn't know this, but Chihuahuas have 40 teeth in their mouth. So he still has a lot of teeth left.
Yeah.
But, their breath gets a little stinky. They got to get their teeth taken out. 40 teeth in that teeny little mouth. Pretty
I
wild.
didn't know that. Yeah. It's good though. It's a good number, right? If 18 were taken out and there were 40, that means it's 12, right? So we love 12 here. So yeah, it's a good number. He could be like the dog for the 12-minute Convos podcast, yeah?
He did have a little photo shoot since we talked too. So he had a photo shoot and lost some teeth, but he's doing well. He's still really sprite.
That's great to hear. Well, my friend, this has been such a great pleasure I treasure. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Believe in your dreams. They're in you for a reason.
Love it. Lila, again, a great pleasure. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.